loading screen. Not that I don't like this lighthouse, it's very fetching. A word you use for buildings. I think this is the demo that they show everyone. Not quite this bit, but around here. We're all out of bear claws.
Blood in a broken crystal. Look at that. That statue. How did anyone build that all the way down here? Gods. No one knew that was down here.
Rituals, whispers of searing light.
Okay, now I want to see the start again. I'll go the other way.
Right behind you. Skeletons will be fighting. Not bad, alright.
Eggnog, the White Star spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling forth his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the Shining God, and was afraid. "O wanderer, hear me," she spoke. "You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation." And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sargamis spoke. That's the name. Saga didn't misspeak. Sargamis spoke. And his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. "Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him." Harmke knelt before them, then resolved to save himself and asked what he must do. And Modgun spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. "What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you, till you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping." He spoke to Modgund, but Eggnog warned him, saying, "You have walked all these years into darkness and must now return. You'll find the path like treading fire. At every step you'll be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith." I think that's everything. Was in there worth using magic for?
Zarb's ahead. Suggest going around them. We can fight if you're feeling itchy.
You take lead.
Daily affirmations of... Nah, fuck that.
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're not my brother.
You're not a Pokemon.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead? Is this the Beyond Spirit? Have you come to take me to Garlowain's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Alright, Marius, we can't let this kid die a virgin. Can you help him?
Not with that. No, oh, you mean healing?
I've got stick prickle balm for the pain, but other than that, not much else I can do.
Sorry, I'm all out of potions. I don't know any healing magic either.
I do.
Magic? I had to learn some magic, but only the kind that explodes. I don't want to explode. Please help me.
I'll use Dream Touch.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel. Who are you? What you doing down here?
I'm an apparition! Offric sent us after you. Where's the rest of your team?
He actually made it? I wasn't sure he'd come through. And he sent the Emperor's fucking envoy. Damn. Am I ever glad to meet you?
Focus. The Free Expeditions Corps. Where are they?
Right. Those assholes. They went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Admin. Honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell Offreak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that Oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in.
Must. Tell me about Jeddah.
Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yeda's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly. And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. That's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah. And when we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
Anything I need to know about the Oracle?
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Aethys, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Aethys has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
They used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it in. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Aethys, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after all Aethys did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore.
I've not played that, don't worry. I'll speak with the Oracle again.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradise.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here.
Given the extent of your injuries, you certainly would have.
It's a lucky thing you found me then.
I'll see you back in Paradise, Pokemon.
Right, yeah. You got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was.
They're off.
Seems like a good kid. Glad we could give him a hand. Maybe one of Juliana's girls will too.
He's gonna have a hard time getting out of here, but at least we gave him a fighting chance.
So, the kid said the expedition team went deeper, looking for the Oracle.
I imagine the Oracle has something to do with that creepy statue we saw before. Maybe we should take a...
History of the Living Lands 1. Origin. Living lands do not exist, but certainly there is an island, certainly there are valleys, there are rivers, lakes and mountains. There are trees and fungi in abundance. Taken together, these do not constitute the living lands. I will concede they do constitute the description of a continent. This continent lies north of the equator, and this continent is equidistant from Edir and Rodotai, whatever. I will concede that this continent is real so long as you and I walk upon it. We call the island the Living Lands, but the Living Lands is merely a descriptor of its attributes. A list of attributes does not, alone, make up a place. I believe for a place to become real, it must have a name. For a name to be real, it must have a history. History confers meaning, and meaning is given to the name by its namer, but naming Living Lands cannot be this island's name, because I have travelled its breadth, it climbed its peaks and delved its countless steps, and I have discovered that Living Lands has no namer at all. Unless the words we use to describe this continent, the Living Lands, were given to us by the godless. unless these words have a meaning only they could comprehend, unless these words have a history only they could know. The fucking, I don't know what that word means. The thisness of this place was lost with them. Haeccciety. The fuck?
Hexiety.
Hexiety. The property of being unique and individual thing. Alright, fucking somebody had a dictionary of the day. It is apparently a like a Latin fucking quiddity. I don't know what fucking quiddity means either. Potness, what it is. Alright, fair enough.
Look.
Listen. It's not the duck button.
Let's go.
Captain Jeddah, the relic you seek is one of the many thorns in the rotten heart of this land. Claim it for the idea. Should its efficacy be confirmed, you'll be appropriately rewarded.
Ludwig's after this relic. We might be on the right track. Everybody all right?
I will be when I get the key thing. Yep. Well, that was another way of getting there, whatever.
Someone's up ahead. Keep your eyes open.
My brother. Can it be? Come, stand in the light. Let me look at you. It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us. But you... Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargamus, servant of the once shining god. He whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space?
You named yourself after one of the early figures in Aethan scripture.
Then Sargamus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace
Oh, I read that earlier,
him.
didn't I?
I am that same Sargamus. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Hamka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone.
I didn't, the Book of Verses I actually skipped. Looking for an expedition of my countrymen. Did they pass this way?
An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
Right. Maps, ropes, pitons, rugged boots, water for days. People down here looking for stuff? I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Aethys we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here?
Do you really expect me to believe you haven't seen them? There's only one way through this place.
It's a reasonable question, I'll grant you. You must understand, this place has seen so few visitors for so long that I often retreat into my private quarters. To read, you understand, or pray, or sleep. Age has made me slow. I tire easily. I sleep now more hours than I wake. They could have already come and gone, and I would be none the wiser. In any case, you haven't told me what it was they searched for. Or do you not know?
They were searching for a relic you were rumoured to keep here.
Ah, the splinter of Aethys. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss.
What is this relic exactly?
The splinter of Aethys is a sliver of shinbone from my lord's titan body. It was carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond, the splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice.
Where'd you keep the relic? I might find them there.
It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures. Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
Right, here it comes.
You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Aethys in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way.
I'll be back before you can say praised this is.
I am most grateful. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your path, brother.
Probably take them. But I'm going to continue on with this because it'd be really weird. But I might need a little bit of a break. So I'm probably only going to do 20 minutes more. Maybe half an hour actually, because I did take a break. He's gone, but he's still with me. What form should the reliquary take to fit the hold splinter? Were I High Crown still? I would petition the church for ivory gems and gold for this remnant of his holy body, worth all the wealth in the empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do instead with the wealth of the land, granite from the tallest peaks, and clay from the fertile riverbeds, chunks from the most aged trees. I must work without ceasing until it's done. The memory of my lord cannot endure daily. It begins to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, temple within the temple of the godless, but when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Aethys Titan, as it has existed in its time, a body of strange flesh and bone, 100 feet tall, astride the land with the Pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships of the line. The crisis manifested them and inspired them to act. I know not. I shall remake him as he was in my own fashion. He is complete, but the statue I've made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient about it, and in me must destroy it and begin again. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now. Precious Adra cord glimmers even in low light. His cavern ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn of the penumbral place, as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. The Empire, they celebrate spring dawn today, or would have prior to Saints' War. I wonder what of him remains in the beyond after his dissolution in Acacia. I hope to be with him again. What if I did not have to wonder? That is certainly Adra. Remember me. Hang on, is this the way I came? That's just a little circle.
This reminds me of the Strangle route. But how is anything this big going all the way down here?
We'll have to swing through the roof.
Right, I'll come back to this. That sort of seemed a bit pointless, but I guess there's just multiple routes through. And then sort of weird that you can just swim past everything. Writing on this tome is dense and spidery. It advances across the page at its sprint, and the author's pen has been enchanted with spell for celerity. Whatever muse ensorcelled it will never be revealed. However, the books let your pages swiftly disintegrate in your hands. 2 stories from the Living Lands. Great Western Stag. So I'm being a little bit lazy.
Nice job, everyone. Aye, aye.
Six years in Dawnshore, and I never knew something this big was under our feet the whole time.
I've got special gloves on, John.
Show me what you got. Here we go. Worth and Ross. Right. He's outside.
Nuts. What are we dealing with here?
Bugs.
Thorns beside violence, essence twisted out of shame.
Oh, fair enough.
Repose, a pulse beating out of time. Should it be disturbed?
Yeah, sure, why not?
If it weren't for the creepy oracle and the invading roots, this place would be kind of nice.
Nice.
There's the relic. Can't be as easy as just grabbing it, can it?
The false idol. It waits.
Something's moving in the main chamber. We'd better get moving too. Let's see if that opens. Here we go.
Oh, this fast. Some turquoise. How does he have full health?
That ought to be all of them, right? I was just getting warmed up.
History of the Living Lands 4, redacted. Every page of this book has been painted black except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, somebody has scribbled, "How do the ancients keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of godless language, but I'm not done rewriting it. You bastards win no more." Note has been amended by a measured hand, likely time after the first note was written. Compared my notes regarding the inscription from Ukaizio with the script on intact clay tablet in my lab and realised it shares several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this if I can find an expert in godless. Another amendment follows, but that too has been mostly blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, the paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page. A splash of blood stains the margins. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences circled several times. Years. Could that mean God? Well, that seems kind of important.
Arms up! Oh, no, you don't! Open raw!
That's how I got in the first place, wasn't it? I might not have opened the doors previously properly, so we'll save our game. So we can just go to B.
Way out must have flooded during that earthquake. Blasted ruins.
Well, better a flood than a cave-in.
Why has he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
Where's B? no, ah fuck. It's the wrong button. Use ice next time. No! I can't fucking find it. It's went from the other direction. It's not. I've not been up there, presumably. No! None of this has helped get to B. The blue circle indicates the correct area.
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
New orders came down from Darien today. We're to be sent to the Living Lands. The diplomatic corps has established an embassy in the port. That's my fault. I really should have just looked around a bit harder. But I mean, while searching around, I found a bunch of boxes that didn't open. They need support cataloguing the unusual ruins here. No doubt it will take months, perhaps a year or two. At the very least, I had promised Rudwin, who was very rude, I'd be in high crown to celebrate in S2 with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age. But often, how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study from a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand. And Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. It's not like regards American new continents. The world's getting smaller every day. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs were pulling into harbour, and charming harbour it is, despite what Darren told me. Not nearly so dangerous as the clerk's high crown warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen represent any city that isn't the Emperor's purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filed for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived. I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. The whole episode has given me a blinding headache. Horrible pinching sensation right behind the eyes. We've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while powers that be argue about how best to make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took scouts in some dreadful little schoolhouse in the rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother, me, wants to be furious, but I can hardly master the energy as long as off Rick's avoiding his stomach in the canals instead of the bunkhouse. It's not my business after all. I think I'll take the lead. The team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help the archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. Blessed New Year, the team acquitted themselves well at the fort. Cadman's help was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there, take a look at the construction. Naturally, I left notes. I took the fort. I feel I can hardly even think these days, but I believe I remember enough that I learned to write the satisfactory report for the ambassador, because these ruins have been the site of the fertility temple. I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. The still Groat's Inquisitor attached to the embassy has uncovered a rumour of the holy relic of this cave here in Dawntreader. She suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out my bedroll since we've returned to Paradise. I bet there's a cursed tablet with my name on it. Rude winds installed a temple. This gain back in the high ground. Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes replaced with quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Woodwind splitting in hair and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or which god I pray, they refuse to go away. I collapsed while we were gearing up in the market, and none of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. Tried to tell him I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce. But I couldn't speak. It was my tongue that turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently, it was taken from Aethys' Titan skeleton. The very one I made my reputation discovering. It's well known for the ability to heal anyone who holds it. I can delay no longer, I must find it.
Well, we found the expedition. Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here?
They didn't come the same way we did. I'll remind you, we had to swim here. And look, there's no way these people died of natural causes. Murder usually leaves a mark.
It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
I didn't get locked here. I've seen something like this before in the creation of animats.
Do I even want to know what an animat is?
An animancer could explain it better, but they're basically suits of armor brought to life by bound souls.
Right. I knew I didn't want to know.
The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Aethys, right?
Could Oracle's plan have something to do with the Aethys vanishing at Ocasio?
There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ocasio. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Aethys is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
I mean, she was about to die anyway, luckily, but one else didn't need to die. Binding of Souls. Being suspicious about that. I thought there was a door here.
Even the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness?
Oracle's up ahead. Be ready for anything.
There you are. I worried for you when the earth shook.
Lies like wasps.
You have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys?
Have your relic?
Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethis's body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
Kai, Marius, what do you think?
Me? If I ever suggest helping some crazy Nimdu bring a statue to life for religious reasons, please kill me then and there.
Fair enough.
Look, I'm all for second chances, but restoring the god who started the Saints' War and left a trail of corpses in Deadfire? Even I can see that's a bad idea.
What happens to you if Yulgor abandons his domain in the Beyond?
I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my brother, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
Before I do anything, tell me, did you kill the expedition team?
I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine.
The soul on the wheel is broken into its constituent parts. The person the soul once constituted is gone.
If one were to take your narrow-minded view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be dead. But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves.
In a
Their
quite literal
essence is held
sense.
safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission: to prosecute the redemption of a god.
It's a godlike responsibility to hold their god accountable?
You understand me. What is the source of all suffering? Our division from God. Not our division from them, no, but their division from us. It is a wound the size of the soul, yet it gapes as large as the world. If we are to alleviate suffering, if the gods, if Aethys is to atone, we must give him a mortal consciousness. We must give him a mortal conscience. Or the atrocities of the Deadfire and the Saints' War will be but preludes to the horrors he will sow across Aora. Even the Redeemer needs redemption. Even the gods must be held to account. Aethys must be stopped.
So, my gut tells me that's a terrible idea, But I'm about to let you go and save my game. So I don't want to see what happens. So I'm going to do that. When do you expect me to do that with this relic?
Precisely.
Yes, I will put the relic in the statue.
Thank you. Once you have placed the splinter into the statue, how am I divided?
Don't you want to see what happens?
Together, we will observe the results.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a boss fight. Either against him or a giant bad thing.
There we are. Now, fill the statue with essence. Do me the honor of pulling the lever, just there. And my lord will return to face justice. Any moment.
Remember me.
My god, Aethys, are you there? No, it's not working. Something is wrong. My lord Aethys has not returned. Something is missing from my design. Something I did not account for. It must be the chime. Without its ringing, he cannot hear the statue's call. My brother, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause?
I don't have a chime. Watcher told me I don't have a chime and Aethys wouldn't want me anyway. It must be you.
No, no. That would not be appropriate. He does not want me. He has made that clear.
Aethys didn't keep me alive for 600 years. He chose you.
I am afraid. I have been a coward. What if I meet him and he refuses me? You are right. I am what is missing from my work, but I couldn't see it. It must be...
This is a much more interesting outcome
Before I leave,
than just fighting him.
I would ask you to tell me something. What do you believe we are to our gods?
Tools. They make for our purpose to enact their will in the world.
I fear you may be right. Goodbye, my friend. Walk always in the light. If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight, nor shall it be from mine. Hurry now, brother. Do it now, while my nerves hold.
Oh,
Gotta pull the lever to siphon it into the statue. Well, if we're gonna pull the Usundan lever, we better get to it.
oh, it's there.
On the bright side, at least the Oracle's not around to see this.
After all that, I'm almost disappointed.
Aethys was never going to return, but Saga Mist couldn't see that.
This world has had enough highly destructive god statues, thanks.
What do you think, Envoy? Can a god really die?
Aethys' essence may be dispersed, but I don't think it's gone.
You're saying he'll come back eventually.
That sounds like a question for a priest. Well, with the Oracle dead, I guess we should get going.
It will be waiting for us.
Right behind you, Envoy.
That's a really cool outcome.
Hear us, follow us. We would speak to you.
Like, I don't know if it was the right thing to do, and I really like that I don't know if it was the right thing to do. Gonna take your sword, though. Cause yeah, I guess I might have been able to convince him that it just wouldn't work. And he did just murder a bunch of people. So I was like, it's not the worst thing. Can't take the splinter. So I think it might have been wise for me to just tell it, but like, this is more interesting, I think.
It wakes a host, form given life. One day when we are free, we could return here, dwell in this body, feel the earth again. But it is a sprout, fragile. It must sleep here undisturbed. A secret you could keep. Tell us, will you give us this gift?
Huh. If I let you have it, what will you do with it?
We are not sure. Could we touch the world? Walk in the ocean? Sift our fingers through sand?
I don't even know what you are. Why should I trust you with it?
This prison holds us, silences us. The years fade like leaves. We have no memory of summer, warm fire, soothing rain. We could walk gently in this body, tend, grow, learn anew. But we must claim it.
How will you claim it?
A shard of Adra tethers it to us. Yet it is weak. A quagmire of essence occludes its veins. If we had time to tend it, perhaps we could find a way.
Statue is yours.
A vessel to hold us. We will remember this. The Adra strains. It aches, a choking barricade of souls. Essence like mud, we cannot swim here. It must be flushed out. Free this obstruction. Then, when our prison bars fall, we will see.
Hey, Envoy. Back with us?
New earth to till, we flower. We rest now. We must consider this.
I assume if you'd killed him, you would have still had that option. Cool. People are talking loudly outside my window. Right. I must disappear. I've been the Johnstruct. Thank you very much for watching. I've been having an Avowed adventure. Farewell. That seems significant. That was a side quest. That seems like quite an important side quest.